for the full moon energy. And to be protected, of course, like I said, with the eye of protection, I also wear my eye of Ra. And you may have other crystals or symbols that you want to wear that keeps you and makes you feel protected and cloaked at all times. Now, going into the full moon energy, of course, we know the energy is heightened at this time. So we'll have people that's going more into their chaotic energy. Here in Memphis, we had a shakeup last night. We had tremors from an earthquake that happened in Missouri. So we received aftermath. So that's also a lesson within itself. Sometimes we may not be a part of something, but you may be in the line of receiving the aftermath. Like certain family members could be stirring up some type of chaotic energy, and the aftermath could kind of come trickle down to you. So what we need to do at all times is to stay protected. You never know what other people have going on in their lives. Even friends or significant others, someone that you may be intimate with, you don't know because of your connection what type of energy that they're, being around, that they may be housing. And that earthquake that they have going on aroused in them, that energy can be trickled down to you. Now, what can we do with this energy? I always say we have the power to transmute anything. All right, we have the power to transmute any type of forces or negative, what we may call negative energy, but we can transmute it to a higher frequency, to a higher vibration. You have that power. You are the witch. You are the warlock. You're the one that's working the magic. All right, so we can take in any type of energy when the tremors come our way, and we can transmute that to a higher vibration and a higher frequency. And just like I talked about yesterday, we can use tools. It's okay to use tools. That's what we do in spirituality as we're on this physical plane and walking. These tools are here for us to use where we can change the reality of things. We can change the outcome. We can change and transmute energy based on these tools that's here in the physical plane. So I want to share with you some tools and some things that I use, and I went to the Botanica today to get more because I use a lot of this. So one thing that I use is charcoal. This particular charcoal that they have is Swift Light Charcoal. This is the small charcoal, and I actually use this in my not a cauldron. I don't know why I want to say cauldron, but you could use it in a cauldron too. But I have the stand. Let me go. Well, I'll get it later. But I'll show you all. And I also use these cones. Now, these are the cones. And you can sit the cones on top of the charcoal. And you also can sit, and this is the hand of Fatima that I had the other day. I have some patchouli. I have some copal. And I think I got some Nang Champa as well. Where's my Nang? Here it is. My Nang Champa. So I have the Nang Champa as well. I also purchased this. I thought it was really cool, and it's a pyramid. And if you all have watched any of my videos, you know I had a dream where I had a lucid dream in which one of the guys was telling me, look in the sky and the pyramids. It was telling me about the pyramids in the sky, and that's how I know, certain information was the pyramids in the sky. So I've always been drawn to pyramids anyway, but when I saw this particular pyramid today at the Botanica with the Eye of Ra symbol, of course, again, protection, and you open it up and it has these I'm a geometry head. I told you I love geometry. I love all type of symbols and shapes. And in the center is where you put the cone, and you burn the cone, and then you close it. And then out the back of the other triangles or pyramids, the incense smoke comes out, and it also comes out through the eye. And I'm going to burn that later so you can see. Okay, so opening up the charcoal. And I'm going to, for those of you who may not be familiar with using charcoal, I'm going to go through the process for you. So you have the charcoal, and you always want to use a torch. You never can use you can use a regular lighter, but it's not going to burn the charcoal completely. And you're going to see these sparks that's going to hit. You see the sparks that's hitting? All right, and it's going to start to go through. You see it, and it gets hot. So then I place it on top of, looks like a little altar here. And as you can see, it's sparkling and it's going through, it's burning throughout the charcoal. Now here with this one, and this is copal, I'm going to take the copal and sit it right on top of it. And hopefully I'm going to bring the camera in a little bit more so you all can see. Hopefully you can see what's going on here. So, the copal is burning on top of the charcoal, and then you'll start to smell the actual incense cone. And then I take and just put this on top, and as you can see, you have the nice incense coming out here of the moon and the stars and out of Ganesh and the flowers. So the incense raises up and goes through there. Now with this particular one that I just purchased, like I showed you all before, the incense cone goes in the center. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place the incense cone in the center. I'm going to take my torch and light it and make sure that it creates this flame, that is really hot, creates this flame, and it really burns so it can start to lead way to burning the incense itself. And it's magical just to even watch. I like watching fire. We're working with elements this full moon, y'all. Good. And then we can close this down. And then as you see, the incense smoke is starting to come out. As you see, it's coming out in the corners. It looks really mystical. Like, I love the way that it looks right now. I'm going to lift it up so you can see it. This is really wonderful the way that it looks. As the smoke is coming out the side of the pyramid. It's coming out the back of the pyramid. It's really mystical. I love it. And it smells so good. All right, so we're going to let those burn as I go through all the rest of the goodies that I got for this full moon. So, of course, you want your incense. You definitely need that. You also want your candles. I may do a video on cleansing candles with salt and how you're supposed to do it with salt. And you need a glass bowl. And you want water, clean, distilled water, spring water. And you can put just like a dash, maybe a couple of dashes of your salt, sea salt. Himalayan pink salt is also good. And you cleanse your candle. If this is the top where the wick is, you want to cleanse your candle from top to bottom. You also want to take some of the water, go inside of the candle. Then you want to take some of the water and cleanse the wick. And then sit it to the side and let it dry. Okay? So I have some Oshun candles also that I purchased here. So, moving on. Yeah, these are the Starlight Charcoal. I just buy a box because I use a lot of the charcoal. I use it up a lot. And teas. I'm a big tea person, and during the full moon, I love to take spiritual baths, right? So we want to bring forth and manifest different things into our lives. But we want to take care of our bodies and nourish our bodies. And I always go to the Asian market for all of my teas. The Asian market has wonderful dibs on teas. So I got some gynostemma. It's an adaptogen. And what it does, it balances out your hormones. So whatever you're off, if your hormones are off or you may have some issues, it's like right now the energies are chaotic, balance. Next, I have some dong quai. Dong quai is always a good female woman herb that we can take for any reproductive issues or just to keep your reproductive system in balance. You can also look up the benefits of dong quai. It's a lot of major benefits that I may not even be naming right now, but it's a good herb to add to your regimen. I also got the kidney and liver mind. All right, because our organs are a mind within themselves. Ginger tea is always good for grounding. So I got some ginger, and it has honey crystals in it already. And my last one I got was a women's tea, and it has some dong quai in it as well. Jujube, Chinese foxglove, and Szechuan lovage. So this is just for the woman reproductive. So we always want to take care of our womb. So these are good herbs just for that. So this is what I'm doing during this time. And the last thing, I do incense. I do my incense offerings on my altar. But I also got today was some lucky bamboo. I got some lucky bamboo. So I'm going to put the lucky bamboo on my altar as well, just to symbolize the blessings and the peace and the manifestations that's coming in. Just having any type of flower or plant on your altar and putting water and showing gratitude to that is always good. You need life on your altar. You can have plants. I have plants. I'm putting my bamboo on there, or I put flowers on there. I also have fruit on my altar, and I'll leave the fruit on the altar for a few days, and then I eat the fruit myself. So definitely good to have on your altar or your shrine to your ancestors. So these are all the things that I purchased today at the market, getting prepared for the full moon and to do my full moon ritual. So of course, we have the incense cones, we have the teas, we have our incense and cone holders that'll be throughout the house, and then having some type of plant. And of course, you want to have your charcoal. Here it is. Your charcoal to burn your resins or to burn your incense cones. So I also have some resins upstairs, frankincense and myrrh, that I also burn to cleanse out the space too. So you also will need a torch again to burn your cones and your charcoal. All right, so we've got that out of the way. Oh gosh, so yeah, being that that's done, I got a lot going on over here. This is I'm in the lab as well. So the lab always has a lot of things going on over here that I want to show you. But we want to talk about the dream. And the dream state last night, man, it was quite different. Which all of them really are to me, of course. Every day is different, so the dream is the same way. But in the dream, there was this man, and this man, it was like he was pursuing me. He was really, really, really actively pursuing me, and I was at his home, but I was a bit standoffish with connecting with him, because he had this connection. It was like he was trying to be with my sister, or he had been connected to my sister, and I'm just like, no, I don't do that. You were in a relationship with my sister. Well, anyway, he kissed me, and I was like, oh, this, how something just doesn't feel right, and it didn't feel right. Well, anyway, he was supposedly helping my family, me, my sister, my mother, helping my family go through and receive something on another level. That was kind of unclear. But my sister showed up, and it was like she got kind of upset and angry with him, of him trying to actively pursue me behind her back. And I was like, Like, we didn't do any. I was reassuring her, like, we didn't do anything. Like, I don't know what this is about, but no, nothing happened. So anyway, the dream jumps from being there to I'm at this other location, and it's like we came into some type of inheritance. Now, this part is also very unclear, but we came in, like, this man took me somewhere, and wherever he took me, I came into some type of inheritance. Like, I came into some type of abundance or inheritance that was really just for me. It was like for my bloodline or just for me. I can't really explain it. But I was able to, and I had these, it felt futuristic too. Felt real futuristic. You know, time is a thing, which really isn't, but it didn't feel like in this time space. So there at this other location of where he took me, there was these different dresses. One was like a nude color dress I could put on, and it was like almost like it was soft and almost like it was like skin, like it was like skin tight, like it really meshed in with your skin. And it was beautiful. It was just like a mesh dress, and I was like, oh, I like this color. And there was a lady there that was showing me around. She was like, you can get all the ones you want. And I was like, well, what's left? And she was like, this color, this color. I said, okay, I want both of them. And then I went to another place where they had like, it was like a spa, and they had jacuzzi beds. It was like a spa, and I could choose which jacuzzi that I wanted. It was like I was there to pick out which jacuzzi that I wanted in my house. And they were just so attentive to me. Like, the people there was like, oh, you can try this one and try this one, and we'll get you prepared. We're going to get the water the way that you like it, and you can just go in the room and just sit in the jacuzzi and test it out. So it was this complete, they sold jacuzzis, but it was like a spa, but I could go in and test out these different jacuzzis. So I went in and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this one. It looks good. And they had the water prepared for me, and I sat down in there. And then like almost halfway into being into that jacuzzi, it was a family there. And it was like, oh, it was time for me to go because I had to do something else with this family, which that is really unclear. I really didn't even understand that part. But I couldn't be there because I had some other work to do, which included this family. So anyway, that was the dream. But that was the dream that happened after I woke up and went to the restroom and went back to sleep. Then that dream occurred. Before that dream, when I went to sleep, and I probably was asleep for probably maybe 15, 20 minutes tops, but in this dream, and everything happens fast in the dream world, I'm at this house, and someone is saying, I need to show you something. Somebody said, hey, I need to show you something. And I was like, okay, what you need to show me? And I already didn't feel right. So when I go up, it was like I was going down the stairs or going up the stairs. I can't remember either one. But when I did, it was a guy that was there. And he didn't feel right. It was like, you know, when your fight or flight senses come on, like, you know, I may have to fight this man, or I may need to run. Something was going on. Well, anyway, when I saw him, that's how I felt. And then next thing I know, he like pulls out a gun. And it was like, okay, something is about to happen. And then I wake up. And when I wake up, I'm like, oh my God, like, what is that about? Anyway, I cleared the energy, went back to sleep. And then that's when I had the dream of, you know, this man taking me into my inheritance and into my abundance. That felt futuristic, but I am claiming all of that in abundance and an inheritance right now in this reality, in this physical body I'm in right here is talking to you. I'm claiming all of that energy that I received in a dream, because it was quite wonderful, y'all. It that was the dream. And I've shared with you all of the wonderful treats that I've got for the full moon energy. And I'm drinking my basil seed mango flavored drink. I love this because they have the little basil seeds inside of it. If you all can see it, I just love drinking these. And it's like I only can find these at the Asian markets or at the fresh markets, and they're delicious. And so, if you haven't tried this, try one of these drinks, the basil seed drinks. They're good. All right, so that's my dream. Those are my full moon treats. Make sure you all stay protected, but don't focus. Stay protected, but don't put energy into the negative. Don't focus your energy on the bad and chaotic things that's going on. Just recognize it. Stay protected. Transmute that energy to a higher frequency. And know, just like I said earlier, there could be some things that, your spouse could be doing at work, or, his co-workers, he may be around certain energies that may not be of a higher frequency, and that's making him or her feel some type of way and shaking them up or uneasy. Or the same thing with your children. They could be going through things at school that could feel shaken up and uneasy, like an earthquake in their energy. And that energy can trickle down. You'll feel the tremors from that. And what you do, you can take the tremors from that uneasiness, from that shaking up, from that stirring up, and you can transmute that energy to a higher frequency. And not only are you helping the vibration and the frequency of you, your bloodline, your spouse, and your partner, your significant other, and your children, but you're also raising the frequency of thousands and thousands of individuals that you possibly will never come in contact with. And that's very important for us at this time. So I want to leave you with that. I want to leave you in peace, blessings, and always high frequencies.